What up, y'all? Steph here, and I am here to show you my green Boba deck. This is a deck that I've been playing recently and been having a lot of fun with, so I thought I'd do a deck profile with it since I finally have the cards in hand. First things first, we have 3 Greedo, probably one of the strongest 1-drops in the game, swings for 3, and when destroyed, if you mill an event, you get to do 2 to a ground unit. We have 3 Seasoned Shore Troopers. This is one of my favorite cards, just because it gains that +2 when you're on your 6 resource. So late game, it comes out as a 4-3. Next up is the Crafty Smuggler. This guy's really good because he comes in with a shield. So early game, you can swing into your opponent's units without losing one of your own. We also have the Super Laser Tech, DJ Death Star himself. And that card just helps me ramp. Super important. Next up, we have 3 Boba the Disintegrator. This card is great for dealing with opposing leaders and just for swinging into anything, as it has such a high defense of 5 health. I don't play Vader, and I do play Syndicate Lackeys. Syndicate Lackeys, in my opinion, is a great replacement for Vader because while it still swings for 5, it only costs 5 resources to play. That allows you to save your resources for something like your events, like maybe a Shoot First or No Good to Me Dead. The other 5-drop is going to be Bosk. Bosk is just, Bosk is Bosk. When you play an event, you do 2 to a unit, and it has ambush, just like the Syndicate Lackeys. So yeah, when it hits the board, it's going to be swinging into something, hopefully removing it from play. And then we have 3 Steadfast Battalion, probably a staple in the green Boba deck. As everybody knows, it works very well with Energy Conversion Lab, and it allows you to do excess damage to your opponent's base, as it has such a high attack and it has Overwhelm. Next up, the last ground unit is going to be the Bounty Hunter Crew. This card also has ambush as well, but I really like it for the fact that when it's played, you return an event to your hand. So yeah, you can get great cards back in order to keep combating your opponent's strategy. Next up, we have 3 Cartel Spacer. This card's super duper important. If you have another yellow unit on the field, you can rest a unit that costs 4 or less. Stops your opponent from being aggressive and puts a body for you onto the field. Next up is 7th Fleet Defender. Just like the Crafty Smuggler, 7th Fleet Defender comes in with a shield, which is super important for trading with your opponent. You'd rather trade a shield for a unit? Yeah, I would all day long. The last space unit we have is probably the best one, and that is going to be Fett's Fire Spray. It is a 5/6 that comes in readied at all times since Boba is our leader, and it does 5 damage. Just comes in swinging immediately for 5, and if you exhaust 2 resources, you can exhaust a non-unique unit, and there's no cap on its power. Just has to be a non-unique unit. So unfortunately, you can't hit things like the Boba Fett unit or the Vader unit or the Luke unit, but you can hit some of those smaller ships and ground units. Onto the events, we have 3 Shoot First. This card's just amazing. It acts as pretty much a shield for your opponent, for your unit when you're attacking into your opponent, and gives you a +1. Next up is going to be the Surprise Attack. Now, this card, if I had $1 for every time it won me a game, I might have a couple bucks because that card has won me a few games and it's super duper important. No Good to Me Dead, probably one of my favorite cards, just because it exhausts the unit for two whole action phases, which is absolutely amazing. I think we're going to do these ones actually a little bit different. So we'll put, just so anybody who wants the visual representation can still see the pictures. And the last 2 that we have is going to be Waylay. Waylay is, yeah, pretty busted card on its own. And when you're going up against somebody who likes to Voltron one of their units, just experience tokens, yeah, those are fine. Those are cool, but you won't be able to use them. The last couple cards that we have are going to be Resupply, 3 Resupply. That's just to ramp a little bit more, and also they're in there because they're easy side out cards. If I'm playing against a control deck, I don't need to ramp so much. It's an easy card to side out. Last card in the main deck is going to be 3 Overwhelming Barrage. This card is absolutely busted. sprinkle damage equal to the attack of the unit that you boost with it. So yeah, it's super duper busted. It's really good too. You can put it on Boba Fett, and even if they put it at 9 exactly, it'll stay on the field until, or sorry, if they put it at like 8, then it'll stay on the field until the end phase. So that's super duper cool. That's my Boba deck, and if you wanted to, we can take a look at the side real quick. Side is kind of still a work in progress, but I have one built. So we'll put our main deck here. And for the side deck, what we're looking at right now is 3 Star Vipers. That's going to be for the aggro matchup. The Strafing Gunship. Now, I think this card's super duper good into certain matchups. Which ones are they yet? I'm not 100% sure. But giving that -2 to ground units can be super important for fixing math. And now that I think about it, I really think it's going to be super important against any of those Imperial decks or any of those decks that give the experience tokens or the HP boost. Or sorry, yeah, the experience tokens with the HP boost. So yeah, next up we have 2 Change of Heart. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, so I had to put Change of Heart in my deck. Now, this card's actually super duper good because you take control of a non-leader unit, and basically you can use this one card to clear 2 of your opponent's cards. So if you take initiative and you have this in your hand, you know you're going to play it next turn. As long as you survive, you're able to clear 2 units from your opponent's side of the field. Or swing with something really big that, like maybe it's a control matchup and they put out the Devastator or one of those larger ships, and you can use it to clear that. And the last card is going to be this Reinforcement Walker. Not exactly sure why it's in here. I feel like when I play against the the more control decks, I'm going to need some higher output guys, especially since the control decks have usually a leader that has a lot more HP. It's nice to be able to swing into it and survive. So yeah, and this also heals from your base. So that's my Boba deck. I've been loving it. Can't wait to see you guys out at any events that you're at and to keep on playing Star Wars Unlimited. And until next time, may the Force be with you.